Hello, my name is Tracy Douglas and also presenting this paper is Susan Salter. We are both lecturers at the School of Human Life Sciences at the University of Tasmania in Australia. Our co-author is Mike Capstick, who is experienced in computer game design and other IT areas. The purpose of this paper is to share some of our findings from the incorporation of game-based learning resources into our curriculum. These games support the recall of foundation knowledge and enable students to transfer that knowledge to similar learning constructs. The game resources were developed by us and initially introduced to students in 2008 as an integral learning resource in first year anatomy and physiology and microbiology. Our games are currently being trialled and further developed in our school with a future view to provide game-based template for other schools and faculties such as education and science and technology.
It was fascinating to see our first game in its initial stages as a TAFE project, and how the TAFE IT students developed an interest in and wanted to know more about microbiology and cell biology. We weren't sure at that stage if it was just the competitive streak in students, or the desire to know more about a new area of study. What we have come to realise was that traditional presentation methods, such as lecture formats, may be disengaging for today's students. Some of the students are just bored, others require interactive visual stimulations not always possible in a traditional lecture format. As a result, some educational developers have embraced technology to develop complementary alternative learning resources. Prinsky, Van Eck and others talk about a new generation of students, the digital natives, who have grown up in the post-2000 Web 2 era. We know that our first year units contain a large number of digital natives, and their expectations include the incorporation of sophisticated digital technology in their teaching and learning resources. As educators, we also know that students tend to compartmentalise their knowledge and don't tend to carry over and extend it into consecutive units. Also, as educators, we are faced with these dilemmas: how to improve students' learning, how to engage the students, and how to make them see the academic connections between the knowledge they are accumulating. The interactive game is currently written using a combination of Perl, HTML and JavaScript, and it's compliant for students with disabilities who use Drag and Jaws software for computer access. This game is designed to reward students for demonstrating and applying knowledge. The rewards increase in value according to the difficulty, application and linking of their conceptual knowledge, which is required to correctly answer individual questions. There is a reward system for certainty of using a correct answer. The rewards are embedded in specific scenarios. In cell biology and anatomy and physiology one, for example, the scenario involves the prevention of mutation in cell lines. In microbiology, however, the scenario is thwarting an invasion by an alien microbe. The rewards include ATP, this is a form of energy currency, immune cells, and mutation resistance. The multiple choice questions are written at differing orders of difficulty, using the revised version of Bloom's taxonomy. Some of the questions simply test knowledge recall, while others test application, synthesis, and evaluation, and these are regarded as testing higher order thinking. This is a screen grab of the home page of our suite of games. The main games are accessed from the strip of images that run across the top of the web page. The two images on the bottom of the page are the logins for the SinglePlayer Games. During this semester, we use these games as simple and easy revision just before a major written assessment. The player interacts with their environment in these games, not with other students. One of these games is called Consultation. Players are told, complete your medical training by finding and curing patients. You can cure patients by answering their questions. Wrong answers will make you sick. Good luck. We have several other versions, including Slots and Escape from Biolab X. The game resources are designed to be as complex or as simple as the individual student wishes. This shows a page within the interactive game where the students interact with the knowledge in the form of multiple choice questions. Players choose an avatar when they initially set up their login and, as you can see, this always appears on the top left-hand corner of the screen. This question is Bloom's Level 1, simple recall of facts. Content in the graphic helps to recall the facts. The graphic shows the word shape, which is also repeated in one of the 5 distractors. All are clues for the player. A synopsis of the player status is at the top of the page showing levels of immunity. The messaging system on bottom left shows the player has been attacked by another player, Richo. Players can message anyone else in the game. We are currently discussing adding a feature which will allow a player to choose to turn off all the interactive functions, including being attacked. A small percentage of students have indicated that they would prefer to play this game alone. We have incorporated a number of key learning and engagement principles into the game-based learning resources. We know, as stated by Van Eck and others in 2006, that the inclusion and alignment of both game taxonomy and learning taxonomy in a resource has a profound influence on successful engagement and learning outcomes. Making educational games is not easy, but integrating learning outcomes into a game-based platform is an extremely complex and challenging process. One of the primary indications of successful game design is its ability to produce emotional enjoyment in the player. So, if the game isn't fun, it won't be replayed or revisited. Motivation is also important. We want the students to revisit our resources and to play them again and again.
Our student cohort is diverse in age, experience and culture and completed questionnaires at the end of the semester to provide us with feedback on our games. Just over half of the students completed the questionnaires, with 88% enjoying the game, 78% enjoying the interactiveness, and 72% found the games to be a fun revision tool. Many student comments, as shown here, were quite positive. One of the parameters that makes a game successful is its ability to engage the player. So we initially trialled the interactive game in 2008 to see if it would engage student learning. In 2008, 54% of our students admitted to enjoying playing any type of computer game, while 90% revealed they enjoyed playing our interactive game. Gender is also an issue to consider in the use of game-based learning resources, as to whether they are a boy toy, or if females will use them to the same degree. If we have a close look at our results by gender, they suggest that we have both male and female engagement with the game, irrespective of whether they normally liked playing computer games. These results suggest that the format of the game was such that it not only maintained the interest of habitual computer game users, but also succeeded in capturing the interest of female students who were less inclined to engage in any form of computer game. Student learning outcomes from the use of our game resources were enhanced with improvements noted in student exam answers and a large percentage of students stating that the games assisted their knowledge recall and enabled them to identify links between content. Academically, this is a positive outcome from the use of our games as it addresses the frustration commonly expressed by academics, that is, that students are unable to link and extend first-year foundation knowledge throughout their undergraduate degree. We believe that our games have successfully engaged a diverse student cohort, including the digital natives. We hope that by contributing to the growing body of literature, we can encourage other educators to consider using similar digital resources to complement their other existing teaching and learning methods. Whilst game-based resources can be shown to be effective and enjoyable tools for engaging students with core material and with helping students recall knowledge, there is not wide consensus in defining the mechanism by which this occurs. Ultimately, the benefit to the students in terms of the progressive transfer of foundation knowledge between units and its application in more complex situated contexts is the aim of all higher education institutions. Based on our findings, it is apparent that game-based resources in first-year units in human life sciences provide positive outcomes in students' recall, application and transfer of knowledge. Digital game-based resources, which fulfil these requirements by engaging and motivating students, are a valid and valuable tool in the portfolio of teaching and learning resources, particularly at the first-year level.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions about our games, or would like to share with us your experiences of using digital games as a learning resource, we encourage you to email us. We would love to hear from you.